and this is Tyler M. And today we're going to be talking about the Trump controversy calling Haiti a shithole. Tyler,
Along with many other stories. And we have just some stock footage of the USS Constitution playing in the background.
so Tyler, what's your initial thoughts on this incident with Trump calling Haiti a shithole?
Well, one, it's all alleged. There's no confirmed or actual proof that he did call it a shithole. If he did, it's not professional, and he shouldn't have. But if he did say it anyway, he's kind of right. Like, the left is saying, oh no, all these countries are beautiful. No, the reason all these Haitians want to come to the U.S. is because their country's a shithole. They wouldn't be leaving it if it wasn't a shithole. I get common sense. I mean, some countries aren't beautiful. What do you think would be more beautiful? Mao's China or Eisenhower's USA? I mean, let's be honest. And I actually have a report here I'd like to say. Tom Scott, who, Tom Cotton, who actually the immigration policy where Trump supposedly said this, denies that Trump ever said, and I think that just goes to show the left's lie. Senator Tom Cotton said Trump's words were made up by the left, complete lies. He said Trump did say things about these countries, calling them horrible places, and which they are. That's why their immigrants are coming here. But Tom Scott, the Republican who attended it, said all these words are made up by the left. So I don't think we should take what the left is saying at face value since they have no proof.
Tyler.
They said it in one of the attendants already said it was fake.
Tyler, don't you think him being a Republican, he might be a biased person to say that?
Well, of course, but I mean, the president's denied it. Who wouldn't? But the way I see it is President Obama's administration, a senior member of the Obama administration, called the Israeli prime minister chicken shit and a coward back in, I think, 2014, something like that. But no one, the media didn't break out calling Obama an anti-Semite for saying that about the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So if Trump did say these about these countries, not the people, the country, well, why should we get mad if he did say that? I think we should take everything with a grain of salt. What are your thoughts? Do you think he said it, or?
I've read, now I know CNN isn't the most reliable source, but I read on CNN that he neither confirms or deny this. And, you can never really tell with CNN. They could be stretching the truth. They could be the truth. But most of the time, they're stretching it. And with Tom Cott or Tom Scott, was it?
Tom Cotton.
Tom Cotton?
Yes.
I don't know what to really think about him, because I'm pretty even. I'm going to even out here and say his truth is not really true, because he could be biased, and he could just be trying not to.
Exactly, I agree.
What you were saying with the Israeli Prime Minister, Trump is walking on a thin line here.
Yeah, the Obama administration said that about the Israeli Prime Minister, but now people are getting mad about Trump saying this about a specific nation. Let's be honest, they all shitholes. That's why there are people that are coming here. Not all countries are beautiful. The left has to realize this. This is one of the reasons I hate the liberal left. They are so hypocritical. Well, one, they destroyed the meaning of the word liberal, but they're so hypocritical in their actions. And one other thing that's funny, their hero Hillary Clinton, did the Clinton Foundation is actually being investigated for taking money that they're raising for Haiti when it got hit by the earthquake or whatever and tsunami, and actually it never went to Haiti. They used it to fund themselves. The Clinton Foundation has actually hurt Haiti. But no one's talking about that because, why should they? He probably paid everyone off. All right, let's go on to the next one.
All right,
Senator Jeff Flake, Republican from Arizona, is expected, I think, Wednesday to make a speech on the Senate floor comparing Trump to Stalin. How can you compare him to Stalin, David?
It's ridiculous. I have a quote here that says, "Mr. President, is the condition of our democracy is that our own president is saying words that we're using against the media. That's the same thing Joseph Stalin said to describe his enemies. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I know. I mean, well, Joseph Stalin never said that about his enemies. Want to know why? Because there was no news. There was only news that Stalin approved of too. Uh, Jeff Flake, he just mad that Trump spoke out against him because Trump didn't like him. Jeff Flake is not a Republican. He is not a conservative. He's none of that. He's just in it for himself. That's why I'm glad he's not running again once his term is up. But you cannot compare the president of the United States to Joseph Stalin for criticizing bad publicity on him. Again, the Obama administration criticized Fox News for attacking him. The Bush administration attacked all of these news reports for condemning the Iraq War. It's nothing new in American politics. So you can't compare one guy to Stalin. I don't see our American president sending 20 million Americans to death camps like Stalin did. You can't. It would be completely irresponsible to compare him to Stalin. I mean, what do you think? I mean, seriously.
President Trump has done really nothing to violate the Constitution. They portray him to be this big monster who wants to destroy the democracy of America. That's not true at all. He hasn't done anything. If anything, he's helped America.
Exactly. See, the First Amendment said, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, blah, blah, blah. Then it also says, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press. One, Trump's not abridging the freedom of the press. He just is disagreeing with them and publicly attacking them. That's fine. Two, but you can't defend the press and then say, but Trump shouldn't be able to say this stuff. No, again, that is still his First Amendment rights.
I mean, he can attack the media, but he's not stopping the media from attacking him.
No, he's not pressing any censorship laws. This is ridiculous. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So we covered Jeff Flake, Trump shithole. Oh, this is a story I found. Israel is planning to deport 40,000 African migrants. Why isn't CNN attacking Israel and calling them racist for deporting 40,000 African immigrants?
Do you know why?
Ooh, maybe because they're Jewish and they're scared they're gonna attack. No, you can't attack the president and then not attack a country for doing it on a massive scale. It's again hypocritical. Israel has a right to deport 40,000 African immigrants if they don't want them in their country. The Israeli state has a right. They're claiming it's because the African immigrants are a threat to the Jewish culture, and they have every right to be scared of that. If they feel it's a threat, they should be able to deport them, the illegal African immigrants. Just like the U.S. has has under the Constitution the power to deport people.
You know, Germany is. You know how you said Israel's afraid of harming the Jewish culture. Yeah. Germany is allowing all these Syrian refugees and like almost all of them into their country. The Germans are going to be in the minority before there's going to be more Islamic people in Germany than there are actual Germans.
Yeah, see, I have nothing against Syrian refugees coming here. We can accept a couple thousand, whatever. But when we're letting them in undocumented, and it can turn out to hurt us with the visa lottery system, that hurts. A lot of small terrorist attacks have happened in Germany, like knifings, rape has gone up significantly.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that.
I mean, the Syrian refugees, most of them are not bad people, but they're letting them in to such an extent that they're letting the bad people in instead of the good ones. Okay? You need everything in moderation. A country can't, in the words of Milton Friedman, you can't have open borders with a welfare state. Because all these immigrants are living off taxpayer money. So if you want to have open borders, the left is going to have to say, all right, let's get rid of all the socialist welfare programs that their God Obama pushed for. You can't have both.
All right, Tyler. So, where do you think America is heading?
I think America. I don't know. I think America has gotten a lot better over the last almost now a year since Trump has taken presidency. The economy is doing great, tax cuts, all of that. But we'll have to see. And before we end, I'd just like to say to all the leftists who are saying Trump's racist for Haiti and all that, Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece, I read this in a Fox News article, just came out and said the attacks on Trump being called racist are outrageous, and the Democrats are unjustly calling Trump racist. He's actually defending him, saying he's not done anything racist, and that Martin Luther King Jr. would be sickened to see the Democrats using his name as a way to attack the president that they don't like to get, so they can get votes. All right. With that being said, thank you for tuning into Common Sense. This is your host Tyler, and
This is
co-host
David.
David.
And